Okay, go hang your heart on any tree.
And I think live music is still a magical, mystical experience. It's a ceremony that includes everyone. And where we can get off on recorded music, whether on the radio or our stereos, I always feel that recorded music is still somewhat two-dimensional. But when you come into the live setting and you get to be enveloped by the music and in the same room with the musicians, it becomes three-dimensional. And it really does have a more profound effect on your makeup and your DNA.
Think of this song as a promise, you can do what you want. If you decide you want to move into...
You know, my positive energy comes from a lack of, it's, when I find myself somewhat in a dark place or, kind of mulling over life's greatest mysteries in a melancholy state, it's a wish for a positive attitude. It's a wish for light. It's a wanting to be happy. It's that quest that I stumble upon what I feel is great medicine and great messages. And when I get back to that place of light, I can't wait to share it with everybody. And so my music becomes positive because of that. And I've experienced it a lot in my life. But there's no retired enlightenment. You can't get to happy and then just stay there all the time. It's a constant mulching and turning over of that soil to be refreshed again and again and again.
Who we are when love is what it wants to be. We are free.
Well, I added the horns because I happen to know 3 incredibly talented horn players that play as if they're one unit. And so knowing those guys, I have to include them as much as I can. Plus I start to write songs and think, oh, this is going to be great with horns, because I have that as a resource. I also love the horns because I feel it's an extension of the voice. A voice is something where I feel it's where the heart and the head meet. You've got an idea, a melody in your head, and you've got all this breath work and all this emotion in your heart, and it comes out, and a horn does exactly the same thing. So I've always been moved by horn players, Miles Davis, Sonny Stitt, John Coltrane, and so to be backed by horn guys on an album and on tours, pretty awesome.
We are having the best day ever by far. Being treated
Green Initiatives is one of the things I'm most excited about on this tour. It's not easy to find renewable energy such as biodiesel or solar, but we're doing our best to get biodiesel on our trucks. We've got recycling bins that we put out all through the venues that we personally take responsibility for. We use compostable, if not reusable, flatware backstage. We've got ways that fans can contribute to tree plantings. We're planting trees ourselves on days off to offset our carbon and sequester carbon and try to beautify some of the environments. Those are just a few. And we do that because that's how we live at home. So why not treat Nashville today like it's our home? Why not treat Baltimore tomorrow like it's our home? Because we're going to be there and we're going to invite thousands of people to come and wreck the place. So we should do our part to leave it better than we found it.
I'll always get behind you. Don't get me wrong. I don't ask for much. Just be honest.
You should feel comfortable and confident behind the microphone. And I feel I sing and perform better when the sound that I'm getting is awesome. Because then I'm having the experience for myself. And when people, your audience, sees you having an enjoyable and almost spiritual experience, then they too will enjoy what it is they're watching or listening to. So when you're standing behind a mic, it should throw back at you what it is you really want to hear in your music. And I fell in love with the SM86 largely for its physical features, that it has this flat face that I can kiss. It's not the rounded edge. And when I'm listening through my earpiece or in a monitor, it has this kind of physical space that I can exist in for my particular mic control, that in how I sing and move away and whatever, the dynamics that I like when I sing. That's the mic that I found. Also, I should add that also my sound guy also enjoys. We work as a team. It just makes me feel confident. You know, it makes me feel cool, and it's gives me the most authentic sound that I can get in a huge live setting when there's 10 other musicians on stage going full blast.
To the earth, we got in line to.
I had a lot of mics, Shure mics in my studio for a long time. Most recently, we added the 313, the red ribbon microphone, which is beautiful. I've used it on a vocal, I've used it in front of my guitar, I've even used it in front of an amplifier. And then more interestingly, well, or equally as interesting, is the 181, the lollipop mic, which can be used for overheads. I've used it in front of my guitar, which sounds brilliant. I do a little mix on my acoustic nylon. I'll run it through a DI and stick the lollipop in front of it for just an authentic, bright tone that I like to get out of a nylon. And they're a lot of fun, man. I feel like anytime, just like when you pick up a new guitar, they come with songs. I think you get the same feeling out of a new microphone. You pick up a mic and you're inspired to write and record once again.
Caving in, I had to learn what I got and what I'm not and who I am.
By the way, I opted to put a picture of my grandmother on my ear. Can you see that? That's Helen. And she's in there. It's not a sticker on top. Helen is built in.
Why did you do that?
I did that because in the old days, and maybe not too long ago, I feel like I used to oversing before I was using in-ears. I feel like I used to oversing sometimes because I thought I needed to shout at people. And then I woke up one day, I said, let the technology do the work for me. Let the microphone take me to the people. Long story short, you don't shout at grandma. You sing beautifully and you speak softly to grandma. It's been working.